there's a very easy and very prescribed way to bring people into a game mode. You'll see like campaign from numerous games, right? How they bring you in, and we can absolutely deploy that kind of mentality. We deliberately choose to not do so because we believe that the hardship which is associated with conquering zombies and playing it is part of the elitism, is a part of the attraction of doing zombies. And so like, sure, could we make a tutorial mode? Sure, could we make a ramping thing that was a lot more inclusive? Yes, but here's the other thing I'll say. And Activision people are about to run in and probably rugby tackle me any second now, but I will say this, which is, games are far too kind of soft about the way they bring people in and look after you and care for you and, oh, let me give you 10 more lives. Fuck that. How about a mode where you have to be good to play it, and guess what? There's a level deeper that even the hardcore people, that's what they have to work to kind of get. The fact that people in these audience have got information that we hide tells me that we're making a product which engages people at a level that I want games to engage them on. Narratively, gameplay-wise, and so forth. So here's the thing. I don't believe in that, and I don't want to do that. I want you, because this audience is probably all people who have gone through that barrier of difficulty, and as such, you have my respect and my applause.
I really want to just jump in there and just add one thing to that, because, you know, it's sometimes asked, do you play the games? And obviously I love playing zombies. I'm nowhere near as good as anyone in this audience. The only one of the Black Ops 3 DLC maps that I've done is the Giant. It's really easy. You know, Gunnar Crovey, I was so pleased after weekends and weekends, because I play it once it comes out with my family. You know, for weeks I was stuck in like level 7 or something, but you know, do you know what, now we're getting up to mid-20s, we're getting to Pack-a-Punch, and I was like, so do you want to go and kill Nikolai? And my brother's like, what? You know, because although the storytelling is more overt, a lot of it is still hidden. And I think that's where some of the confusion for the community can sometimes come in, because each chapter starts assuming that you know how the last one ended.
It's really difficult as well, because
I keep spinning.
we can spin into it.
I keep spinning.
So
Hold me, Jason.
We're trying to strike a balance between medium and hardcore. There's guys out here. I will reference Noah J, the snake. When he was playing Horizon Draft, and we were doing the live stream for Zetsubo, and that was absolutely live, just to dispel any rumors at the time. He was live playing that. I was sitting next to him. You might have noticed my gormless face as I stared at him, because I was like, how's he effing doing this thing? We can't cater purely for people of that skill level. You know, most of this audience is probably off that skill level. But I cater, and we cater for the medium to high skill level. And we encourage low to medium transition. So
I'm hoping for that day.
and so subsequently, by the way, for people who want to ask, you know, yes, I am terrible at playing this game, and so is Craig as well.
I'm better than you.
But wait, that's questionable.
Yes, next question.
But that's kind of integral to how we kind of make the mode and how we hope people are enjoying it. There's a certain kind of expertise that is required, and there's a growth required to kind of playing it and succeeding at it as well. And I see that as being a kind of integral part of the Zombies experience. We have to say, I'm doing it, I play it, and I've seen this stuff, is a rite of passage. It's not like I did that and I'm done. And so that's how we design it, that's how we want it to be played, and hopefully there's enjoyment that is gained from that.
All right, guys, we're winding down. We've probably got time for about 2 more questions. We've got one over here.
Oh, over the back.
So with Revelations representing the end of an arc, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much satisfying story closure are we going to get, or should we expect
11.
Should we? I just want to know, should we expect a Sopranos cut to black, or are we going to get, or how satisfying an ending?
Oh my god.
So you're basically asking me, what is the ending cutscene? Well, it's interesting after, I'll just tell you. how to say this in a way that I've not given this information before. Okay, so I believe that. So this is the end. But I believe that there is enough kind of gaps and there's enough questions to allow the community to keep moving further. My goal was never, and our goal was never, to finish it full stop and then everything is answered. Absolutely. But knowing this community, knowing this kind of passion, I believe, in the same way that I said that if you want to know what DLC 4 is, all the clues are out there. I believe in the same way, if you want to know what this all means, then the information is there. That was one of the very decisive things we decided very early on, which was, let's not just leave it completely out there in the ether.
Wow.
Excuse me. But let's let people be able to, if they put the energy in, if they put the thought in, and there's you know, as I look into this audience, the different kind of mentalities of YouTubers and people who talk about this stuff, there's power in each of you in terms of the mentality and the way you approach each problem. Like, I don't see any one person being the czar of the story, but what I do see when I get these videos sent to me is that if you start to put the patchwork together of the whole thing, then the answer is clear. So it's all out there, but I believe that you have to look at different
There's
channels.
definitely room for people to look at different
Absolutely.
little corners and
Absolutely.
different things out of that. And you know, in some ways that's part of what the comic book is.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, I don't know. I'm sure you guys have all heard. There's a comic book coming out picking up the story of the
Yeah.
Transit Crew that is very connected with everything else we've done. You don't need that to appreciate what we're doing in our DLC season,
Yeah.
but it, you know, you will fill in some other blanks if you go there.
Comics are great, by the way. I
used to write them.
Just as a separate thing, I don't know if you noticed, but every single poster we've done for our DLC has all been from AAA class comic artists that we've employed. And that's purely for the fact that we could abuse Activision to spend money to employ the best comic artists to do the best kind of work.
We got Alex Ross.
Yeah,
we
got
got
Alex
Alex Ross. He's
So-
awesome.
So,
If
you
we're
know,
going to grind these characters, this guy does really realistic, beautiful paintings.
the one that we just revealed for DLC 4, I'm just going to drop now, which is a guy called Dave McKean. I understand if there's not kind of global recognition of that. If you're into
Should be.
comics, he did the covers for The Sandman, which was a very kind of acclaimed comic book series. But if you look at that kind of cover and you're like, wow, that's kind of trippy, it's because it is. And each one of them is from a kind of key artist. And again, if you do your research, you can find out why that artist is so key. But they're all super fans of us. That's why we had Bisley for.
Yeah, we also kind of match them thematically with what
Yeah.
the DLCs were. You know, it's like, oh, this style fits what's going on.
Bisley did the giant poster, if you've seen that.
John's about to tap us on the shoulder.
He's about to. But I just want to throw one other thing. That Simon also is doing the covers for all of the zombie comics, which put together has a bigger message in it. I dropped mine.
One last question. Who's got it?
You were saying that people like Noah J, how they can just run in circles for days. They put the controller down because they're tired, not because they got beat. Is there any chance of in the future possibly things being set at, you know, let's say level 50, level 100, level, you know, 150 of, you know, maybe a boss or something more difficult, maybe the difficulty goes up or something?
We have often toyed, and you might have seen it from Dorod, about do we put certain information that is gated by rounds? And hopefully we would have started to see the beginnings of that with the introduction of Dr. Monty, right? Where it was only...
It doesn't come out 13 or 14 or
Yeah,
something?
so there is a concept. We are now aware of the idea of information gating by round.
Was he asking, can we have an easy mode, Jason?
And if you ask me, can you have an easy mode? Not right now, no.
All right.
I'm sorry, sir.
All right, so Jason, Craig, I guess two last things. First, because this is a community that has really kind of helped us get to this point now, any closing thoughts about the community, about the studio, and then if you could let them know sort of what's in store for them on the way out.
Well, I'm going to jump in
Yeah,
before
go for
you
it.
because the in store for us, that's all up to you. But you know, I've been at Treyarch 10 years. I've been through this whole journey as a fan, like you guys have, as a player, as an incompetent player, as a guy who's lucky enough to be able to contribute to things that an amazingly talented team is putting together. And like I said earlier, I'm so lucky that sometimes people think that I did things that someone else did, and that's really, really, really a good place to be. It's a lot easier, but you know, I've worked very hard, particularly, you know, since Black Ops 2 forward. I've kind of been the main writer on Zombies, and seeing the community reaction to everything is just huge. My favourite year in development is always our DLC year, because when you're doing a campaign, you can be 2 or 3 years before you know what people think about it, and it's just a lot of hard work. But Zombies, we work hard, it goes out, we see what you think. We work hard, it goes out, we see what you think. And in the last couple of days, I've been watching some reaction videos, which I've never ever watched before, and it is so good to see things that I wrote like last Christmas or a couple of years ago, seeing what it means to people when they experience it for the first time, and it's gratifying, but it's also deeply humbling, and it reminds me how much of a community thing this has been, not just for you, but for us as a greater community. And now Jason will talk about the future.
There will be a future. Yeah, I suppose my end statement would be, and it's always really kind of slightly corny to talk in these ways, but I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart when I say that,
Or the heart of your bottom.
either way, that your passion and involvement and tenacity and interest in what we do fills our souls. And
It's a ritual.
it's a ritual almost. That it's to be able to see you guys talking about it, playing it, the kind of responses that we see when we're kind of meeting on the street or we're kind of moving through.
It took us 20 minutes to get in.
Yeah, it means the world to us, and not just more the public figures, but for guys in the studio who are working endlessly. The fact that they take such pride and excitement on your enjoyment for the content. My main thank you, my main statement I would say is, and I've said this to the team, and I would say this to you guys, which is thank you very much for all the energy and passion and love you're giving for this product, because we do it in a vacuum, and we hope that it satisfies you, we hope that you enjoy it, and when I see the kind of smiling faces and the kind of people who are into this kind of stuff, then it really does make our day-to-day bearable and makes it possible for us to keep going on, because it's a lot of hours, a lot of people. And so even the fact that I look into this room, which is a nice full room, and see people kind of happy and nodding and knowing what we're talking about, that keeps me kind of full of energy, and I think keeps me full of energy for another 10 years. So thank you very much.
I believe that you and Craig wanted to bring something special to reward that passion and tenacity.
Yeah, so the people who turned up here, this is a limited run. It's so limited that we've actually no one in the studio or Activision or anyone outside of this actual room is going to receive what we want to give to you guys. And again, just a deep thank you for coming along and showing this kind of passion and kind of listen to a Scotsman and an Englishman being boring for an hour. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you full custom printed versions of each of the posters for the DLC.
Oh my God.
Thank you. And so Craig and I are going to stand at the doors, and as you leave, we're going to give you a nice little cardboard tube, and inside there is Horizon Drac and Zetsubou Shiva and Kurovi and Revelations posters from all the most amazing comic artists that are in the industry today.
Wow.
And hopefully you take them home and treasure them, enjoy them, because we enjoyed making them and working with such talented artists.
And Jason and I haven't got our copies.
And we've not got our copies. So, by the way, this is something that the studio's not got, Activision's not got. You are the only people to receive this. So
This is a literal exclusive.
yeah, so if anything's left over, I'm stealing a set. Just once again, a huge thank you to all you guys, and please enjoy Revelations out on Tuesday. Thank you very much.